guys, and welcome back to another review. So today I'm reviewing the third and last one of the trilogy of the Look Who's Talking movies, Look Who's Talking Now. Yes, I had to think about the title because they're all so similar. I was like, which one is it? The one with the dogs. So the third one. But anyways, um, so honestly gonna admit that going into it, I was expecting this to be an absolute utter shit show and absolutely painful to sit through. And I'm also going to admit right off the bat that by the end of it, it is possible that I liked this one the most out of the three. But then again, you throw a dog movie at me and that's gonna happen. But, so, alright, fine. Movie starts. Once again, we have fucking Kirstie Alley and John Travolta, and Ben is like, can you stop? Just, like, can you two stop it? We've seen enough of that in this series. Just stop. Well, I guess it doesn't quite open with that. First, they're chasing the kids around, and okay, they've grown up a little bit. I guess a couple years have passed, and Mikey's bigger, and the baby's not a baby anymore. She's like, I don't know, like 3, 4, somewhere in there, old enough to be talking and walking, all that good stuff. She's not Roseanne anymore, so I mean, I guess that's an upgrade, but unfortunately she's a little snot now, so that's a downgrade. But, I don't know. Also, the movie posters for the second one, she was so cute. I don't know what the hell happened, but, yes, I'm throwing shade at a kid, sorry. But, so they're showing just how hard parenting 2 little kids is because movie tropes. They eventually get them into bed, they go to bed themselves, they're wiped out. Travolta's still trying to get it on, and yeah, we all know how this goes, every single film. But there's a twist! There's a twist! They then pan out the window, and there's 2 dogs out there, and it's like very vaguely Lady and the Tramp, because we have a little Cavalier Spaniel, or actually no, I think it was a Cocker Spaniel, and a mutt. Gee, I can't imagine who they were inspired by. And the Cocker Spaniel is all hoity-toity sounding, and the mutt is like rough and tumble from the city. And he's like putting the moves on the girl dog, and I'm like, what just happened? I'm getting really uncomfortable really fast with this. This is like turning into furry territory. Can we not? And one thing leads to another, and what I figured would be the one film out of the series that we would not be subjected to the friggin' stock footage of the sperm. Nope, we have to watch it again. It is the same exact clip as the other 2 movies used. Except now there's an additional part to give it 6 of them instead of 1 because it's the puppies. And I'm like, excuse me while I throw up in my mouth. Again. Like, can we get through one of these movies without having to see this? Just, yes, we get it. We know how conception happens. Can we, like, not? Like, I'm sorry. I throw up in my mouth a little every damn time it hits that in these films. Which is funny because I can watch medical documentaries and shows and shit till the cows come home totally unfazed. It could even be the same stock footage they used in this, unfazed. The second you put inappropriate music to it, like this one used Elvis's Hound Dog, I'm like, can you fucking not? It just like becomes so wrong and uncomfortable the second you put that music to it. I don't know why it makes it so uncomfortable for me, but it does, and I like cannot deal with it. Even though I can watch the same freaking footage without music to it. I probably should have just muted it and I would have been fine. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, throwing that out there that we are not spared it in this one even. And I was like, damn it! And I almost tapped out right then and there. I was like, I'm so done with this shit. I'm so glad this is the last film of this damn trilogy. Yes, I have a lot of feelings. So anyway, obviously there are puppies. And one of these puppies is Danny DeVito. Which, okay, alright, we have a Danny DeVito puppy. That is a thing in this universe that now exists. I love Danny DeVito, but Danny DeVito coming out of a puppy, I'm like, why? Out of all the people you could have possibly gotten for this, why Danny DeVito? What the shit? I don't understand. I do not understand the casting choices for anything in these films. My god. But, I mean, I don't think at any point in that movie does it ever feel natural to have Danny DeVito's voice coming out of a dog. Even as the dog grows up. It just does not feel organic to me. But again, no shade thrown at Danny, because I love Danny, just apparently not as a dog, but at the same time, he was still probably the best part of this movie, so I don't know. I have mixed feelings here. I have mixed feelings about this whole trilogy, like, let's be real. But, so fine. He's a puppy. He's born. Blah, blah, blah. We all know how that goes. So apparently Mikey really wants a dog, and Kirstie Alley does not want a friggin' dog, and all he wants for Christmas is a dog. Blah, blah, blah. Movie trope that's been overdone to death, and apparently, she loses her job, and she's trying to find a new job anywhere because she got fired, and she starts working as an elf for a mall Santa, and tells the mall Santa that he wants a dog. So that's a thing, and Travolta's character actually moves up in the world. They did a switch, and now he's got a really good paying job working as a pilot, and there's a really snooty woman who's his boss, who's all young and blonde and hot and won't stop freaking flirting with him the whole time and just bothering everybody. Let me answer this really, really quick once it opens. Okay. And done. Okay. So, she won't stop putting the moves on him. Kirstie Alley is ignoring it at first. She starts getting more suspicious as it goes on, as he's working more and more hours, and he's gone more and more, and he's gone for days at a time, weeks at a time. It's running into holidays. He's missing holidays. He's missing his kids growing up, and he doesn't get why she's so upset. Doesn't even see the writing on the wall that this chick's, like, moving in on him. Yeah, it's like that. Meanwhile, he decides to get the kid a dog. And it just so happens to be a shelter dog. It just so happens to be the Danny DeVito dog, who was this close to being put to sleep in the pound, because he didn't want any of the ones that were in the kennels. No. He wanted the one that was literally being dragged to the back room to be destroyed. So there's that. He saves him. Bravo movie for saving the dog. Boo on using a kill shelter, but I mean, I guess for the plot, it wouldn't have worked if you used a no-kill shelter. And I guess in the early to mid-90s, I didn't look at the year this film came out, I want to say it's like 94, but don't quote me on that, I could be wrong. But, I guess it wasn't as trendy to have no-kill shelters yet. But, anyway, so they save the dog, brings the dog home, only to find the boss is there, and has brought over her personal pet dog for Mikey to have, who's like a snooty-ass poodle dog who apparently is Diane Keaton, because this wasn't weird enough yet. No, let's make it weirder by Diane Keaton being a dog too. Yay! This particular detail, I don't know why I found it so hard to swallow, possibly even more so than Danny DeVito as a dog, but, yeah, it never felt organic either, but it was a little closer to it than Danny. But, I digress. Anyway, so they decide, fine, we'll keep both dogs, and whichever one works out better, we'll keep, and we'll get rid of the other one. And, okay, well, the fancy dog's been all, like, trained at the best dog training schools, whatever, whereas the shelter dog doesn't know anything, isn't trained, messes everything up, gets into everything, as you do when you're a dog. But, he's also a puppy still. Like, come on, we keep neglecting that point. Whereas she's a full-grown dog. I mean, they kind of grow up over time together, but still. I mean, he's much more puppy than her. And basically, Kirstie Alley gets pushed to her limit, because not only is she dealing with what feels like the dissolution of her marriage, but there is also not one but two dogs, neither of which she can stand, living in her apartment. She'd quite like to get rid of both of them, but short of that, she wants to at least get rid of one, and she really can't stand the Danny DeVito dog. So basically, it decides if he chews up one more pair of her shoes, he has to go. So the poodle decides to sabotage him so he'll be gone and she can be last man standing. And she chews up a pair of the shoes, and Kirstie Alley flips a shit when she finds it, although she doesn't find it immediately. But plot twist, the two dogs go out on a date. It's not originally a date, originally they're just going out for a walk that he takes them on. because Kirstie Alley's sleeping and the poodle has to pee, and the mutt dog knows how to open the door. So he's like, I'll take you out to go pee. And it turns into a Lady and the Tramp-esque date. It's actually really cute. Gotta admit, it's actually really cute. And she starts having feelings for him. Aww. Puppy love. Yeah, I went there. Okay, I know, corny. But, okay, fine, she's having feels. They come back to the apartment. Kirstie Alley finds the shoe, and now the poodle's like, oh no, I wish I could take it back. I'm a terrible dog. I suck. And she owns up to the Danny DeVito dog that she did it to sabotage him. But she can't tell the owner because the owners can't hear them talking, just like the kids when they were babies. So, okay, fine. And while this is all going on, Blonde Bimbo is still trying to move in on Travolta, to the point where Christmas has rolled around, and she just conveniently set him off course to a cabin where she supposedly needed to sign papers for something, and oh, she needs a last-minute flight there, and then he can go. But then she gets there, and oh, there's a fax, and oh, he won't be there to sign those papers for hours. I guess we'll just have to wait. And he's like, oh, well, let me just call my family. Oh, the phones are down because she unplugged them. So he goes to run out to get the driver, but the driver's already driven away because she has set this all up. And then she starts trying to make the moves on him, and he's like, oh shit, what have I done? He's not going for it, luckily, which, I mean, it may be the one film in history where Travolta's not a dog, but, eventually, somewhere along the line, Kirstie Alley decides she's going to go after her man because fuck this bitch, and packs up the kids in the car, packs up the dogs in the car. They go searching after making a gazillion phone calls trying to figure out where the hell the two of them even are because her office won't tell her, so she went around the sneaky way to figure this out. But, anywho, so they go driving in the snow, and eventually they go over a cliff, but they survive or something, and they're trapped, and then there's a wolf or something. Yeah, there's a wolf. And the Danny DeVito dog has to fight off the wolf. And then he's like, I can smell the owner. Let me go find him. But of course, they don't know that the dog is talking, so he's just running off in the fucking snow. And everybody's like, oh my god, where'd the dog go? But they're having to stay in the car so they don't freeze to fucking death, because it's the middle of a snowstorm. And eventually, like, I don't know, I want to say CHP, but that's probably not the word I'm looking for here, but it's like some sort of cop comes out and, like, rescues them from the car and takes them to, like, a lodge so they can warm up and, like, stay the night there, since they're not going anywhere like that, and that car's obviously not going anywhere. But oh, the dog shows up and starts barking outside the cabin where Travolta's more or less being held hostage by Blonde Bimbo, and he lets the dog in because he wants to leave anyway. And the dog pees on her shoe, and it's a beautiful moment. And this is probably like the shittiest synopsis I've ever done of a movie. The worst part is, like, I sound like I'm drunk trying to describe this. I'm like stone cold sober. This is just how my brain works. It's like all over the place. I should have written this out first and like had a coherent thing, but whoopsie. So I'm not refilming it now. But anyway, also, I feel like I was more lucid in the other two reviews where I was half asleep and it was like midnight, 1 a.m. This was like daylight hours. It's like maybe, let me see. Yeah, barely 7 o'clock, and I'm all over the place and distracted and making no sense this time, so whatever. So anyway, the Danny DeVito dog, leads Travolta back to the car, but oh no, they're not in the car, what do we do? Oh no, but he's still trying to, like, lead the way to figure out where the hell they all went, but now we pan back to the lodge where the rest of them are, and they're freaking out, just over, where's the dog? Where's my dad? Oh my god. And, like, the cop is, like, listening to his, like, CB radio or whatever it is, and all of a sudden he picks up on, like, Santa's sleigh bells. He's real! Oh, because that was, like, a plot point earlier, was, like, Mikey saw the mall Santa, like, changing out of his clothes, and was like, he's a fake! Santa's not real! And, like, it's been a whole plot point the whole damn film that he's, like, lost his practically will to live because, oh my god, Santa's not real, and, like, there's the danger of him telling the little sister, and it's like, don't you dare tell your sister, and don't you dare tell those other kids that still believe, and blah 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 blah. But oh, now he's heard the sleigh bells, so now he's a believer, and yeah. So that's a thing, and right after that, oh, the dad shows up at the door with the dog, and yay, everybody's happy and stuff. Basically, there's a happy ending all around. I just watched it, I don't even remember the exact ending of the film. That's really sad. Which probably speaks to the actual quality of the film versus just my feelings toward the film. Because like I said, I feel like I personally liked it more. That doesn't mean it's necessarily a better film. It just means I liked it more. And I liked it more probably because A, Danny DeVito, and B, dogs. So I'd much rather watch dogs than babies, personally, but that's just me. So there's that. Mostly I watched this trilogy because I was told there was a dog one, so Mom was like, I should probably watch the other ones first. So anywho, that's a thing. But yeah, I don't know, parts of the plot seemed like really, really painfully cheesy, and other parts of it's like, it's so painfully predictable. You can see where the whole thing's going from, like, the first 10 minutes of the film. Not gonna lie. It's, like, a really cheap cash-in just to get one more film out of the franchise, I'll admit. But at the same time, that doesn't mean it's not friggin' cute. Doesn't mean it's not enjoyable, even if it's not technically a great film. It's still an enjoyable, cutesy family film. Like, don't go shitting on it just because it's not technically the best film ever. But, I don't know what I would rate it, really. I mean, like I said, I personally enjoyed it. Just in terms of my enjoyment, I feel like I'd give it a 4 out of 5. In terms of how good I think it was, I mean, that might be closer to a 3. Not terrible. I mean, there was a lot of things they did better than the other films. Like, I noticed, like, specifically on Kirstie Alley's acting skills, those did seem to improve from the first one by the time of the third one. So, I mean, she got more experience by then. She actually had some amount of emotions to her voice instead of just sounding very stilted all the time. I mean, it's not perfect. There's parts of it where she still sounds very wooden and fake, but there's improvement. So that makes it easier for me to digest because it just bugs me when they sound too wooden. I don't know, just all around, like, the quality of the equipment used feels like it was of higher caliber, even though this was definitely like a cheap, quickly made film. So it's kind of strange to see, like, that technically in terms of quality for, like, the tech specs being the best one, even though in terms of, like, how good the film is, it's probably the lowest of the 3, even though I liked it the most of the 3. I don't know, I kind of flip-flop between what did I like better, 2 or 3, but I feel like 3 might be a little better, but then again, I just watched them both, and that was the one I saw more recently, so I don't know. 2 had better music, but 3 I feel like overall I liked more, but again, dogs, so there's that. I'm an easy sell when there's dogs involved, as long as they don't kill a dog. Like, when those wolves freaking came along, I was like, I swear if they kill off the dog, I'm out. I don't care how it ends. I will tap out on this movie right freaking now. Because there is no way to make me tap out on a film faster than to kill off the damn dog. Yes, I actually read that blog, does the dog die? And I make sure that this does not happen before going into a film, because I've been emotionally devastated too damn many times by movies that way. So... Anyway, that is like, yeah, I don't know. I personally liked it, but again, in terms of is it good, it's not the worst. It's not bad, but I mean, is it, like, corny? Yeah, sure, but I mean, so is the entire series, come on. But, I don't know, I found it really, really cute and endearing, so I think that's why I liked it more. But again, had this not been about dogs, I don't know that I would necessarily feel as good about this one as I do. Also, another aside is the little girl in this one was, like, randomly obsessed with some basketball player. I don't follow sports, so I mean, I don't remember the name. I thought it was, like, Shaquille O'Neal, but then I saw the name, I was like, oh, that's not Shaq? Okay, well, I don't know who that is, because that's, like, the only basketball player I know the name of. So, oh, I guess I know Draymond Green. So, okay, I know the names of 2 basketball players out of... Okay, Michael Jordan. Fine, I know 3. I know 3, but I don't actually watch sports, so these names mean nothing to me other than just knowing them in passing. But apparently she's, like, obsessed with, like, this one taped basketball game that they taped off TV, and she just, like, watches it obsessively over and over and over again, has, like, a doll of the dude. But and then it, like, comes out later on in the film that she likes him because she thinks he can fly. She thinks the jumping in basketball is them flying. That's, like, the cutest thing I've ever heard. Like, it's so sweet and innocent. I'm like, alright, I'm not even a sports person, but even I have to admit, that is fucking adorable. It's, like, not even a big... Well, I guess it kinda is, but I mean, really, it's, like, a side note kind of thing. It's not even really a whole side plot. It's kind of a side note. But they do keep coming back to it over and over and over and over again, to the point where she has her own little dream sequence with the guy of playing basketball with him, and it's cringy, but I mean, at the same time, it's kind of cute in a weird way, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm kind of babbling about this. I'm not sure if there's anything I really left out that should have been included. Not that I can think of off the top of my head, and that's really sad, again, because I just finished watching it before I hit record on this. So, even with it fresh in my brain, apparently that's the best I can do for a review. But at least I am finally done with this series, so I can move on to watching other movies again. Thank God I don't have to watch the nasty sperms anymore. Because I was just like, no, I don't want to see it again. No, take it away. But anyways, yeah, I know, it always comes back to that, but anyway, that is it for this one, so you guys know what to do. If you like this video, give it a like. If you're not already and you'd like me, click subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you never miss an upload, leave comments down below. If you ever watched this movie, what did you think of it, good, bad, or otherwise? Let me know, as well as anything else you feel like at all down in the comments. Make sure you're following my social media accounts, my Facebook fan page, my Twitter, my Instagram, my Etsy, everything and more. It's all down below, and if you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link as always is down in the description. So anyway guys, until next time, bye bye.